This morning we had a very quick snapshot of what should be the future of the pumps, what should be the future of commercial building service. But let's see what you have today in order to simplify your job. Because as Xylem, it's our biggest commitment in terms of support for our customer, mainly consultants and contractors that are working on projects. So this morning we will have a quick overview of all the tools that are available in order to simplify your job. And I would like to start from the first one, that is our web microsite for commercial building service. So remember this website, buildings.xylem.com. Inside this website, you will find all the products and all the tools that are needed to properly select and use that. So what are we speaking about? We're speaking about the products. So you have an overview of all the products that I showed you on Thursday. You will have also all the documentation that is necessary to specify and to have a much more technical look on that. You have also the downloads, so you can download the PDF of the technical documentation, the specification of our pumps, and you can also download the drawings. So as Xylem, we have available all 2D and 3D drawings of our products, and we are working a lot to have all our products also in BIM Revit files. I traveled quite a lot this year all around the world, asking about what should we do to improve our library of drawings, and everyone told me the future is BIM Revit. So please, we need it. We like to have it. They simplify a lot our life, and also the market is moving over there. So Autodesk is moving out from the 2D and 3D world and is getting into the BIM Revit system. So I was in Dubai, I was in Turkey, I was in the UK, and everywhere they came up with the same request. And so we are uploading and we are creating the library for CAD and BIM file. Here you can see. In this section, you can find all the CAD and the BIM file from Lovara. And we put also a link to download the Bell & Gossett brand CAD files. So if you click on the link, you have access to all our Bell & Gossett. Here, according to the pump you are looking for instance, EcoCirc XL, here you have, according to the model, the 3 different options. So a 2D DXF and a 3D RFA or a 3D step file of every single model. So you download, you upload on your program and on your project. Here you have also the possibility to have a quick 3D overview. Therefore, there is also a quick video that is showing you where the products are installed and how many products you can have and you can install inside the building according to the different application that we saw on Thursday. So, for example, here we have hydronic cooling system. So if you click on it, here there is a short video that is showing you all the possible solutions that are available at Xylem for cooling. That is, as we know, becoming really, really important. Here you can see. So here we have an example, our new NC series, and suction pumps. This pump is part of a huge project that Peter introduced Thursday morning. It's probably the biggest project ever made by Xylem in terms of redesign. We took 15 different product lines and we came up with one single product line. Specific design for HVAC application. As I said on Thursday, this pump as a standard, it's available on cast iron pump body and cast iron impeller, but you have a complete offering of material, stainless steel, duplex and bronze impellers. As well for the casing, there is cast iron, ductile iron, stainless steel and duplex. So from 1 up to 1,800 cubic meter per hour. So an inline pump can be installed in every position, but on the roof with the motor down. Why? It's not a problem of the pump, it's not a problem of the system, it's a problem of pocket air in the mechanical seal housing. So I can tell you that for some of our OEM customers, we designed a specific configuration also to install the pump in this position. So actually an inline pump can be installed in every position, but the standard configuration has more or less 15 different possible installation solutions. What we always suggest to avoid is the installation not exactly perpendicular, so diagonal installation. We strongly try. No, this is an end section.
No, this one.
Yes, it's vertical. It's perfect. I can tell you. I was in Beirut September last year. We went to see a very, very nice installation in it's called St. George Tower. It's in the Beirut downtown, right, Mahmoud? Perfect, thank you. And in that case, we realized that the heating system of the building with the primary, secondary, all the secondary pump, twin head equipped with variable frequency driver, are installed like that. But it's a typical installation. The big advantage of the inline pump is the fact that you can install like that. Why? Why in Europe they are so strongly used, the inline pump? Because the pumps room are getting smaller, and with the inline pumps you have the possibility to install the pump on the wall and not on the floor, or even on the roof. No, in that case, it's for a pump with a DN over 100. It comes already with the brackets, so you can install with 4 bolts. So if we look at general installation, I would say that between up to 18.5 kilowatt, this installation is okay. Between 18.5 and 37 kilowatt, you need to start to take care of the total weight because of the piping. Over 45 kilowatt, it's recommended to create a proper environment, okay, for this inline solution. I don't want to speak about our competitors, but there is one of our biggest competitors that is offering these kind of pumps up to 355 kilowatt. And I can tell you, I saw this installation also on the roof. I would never step into a pump room with 355 kilowatt motor on the roof, but it exists. It's a matter of the support you have to create. Totally agree with you. But I can tell you, as I told you on Thursday, this approach of inline pumping is becoming more and more common also in the air conditioning business. Why? For a matter of space and for a matter of easier installation, because it's an inline installation. You know better than me, the pipe work is much, much cheaper. And less alignment requirement, exactly. Other side of the coin, you don't have the frame-mounted version. So you know that all the axial thrust generated by the flow, according to the head, it's on the motor bearings. So in this case, the motor bearing life will decrease. How much? It depends on the motor power. It depends on the liquid you are pumping. Remember, until you are pumping just water, this impact is not so big. Why? Because this pump doesn't reach a big head. And you know, the axial thrust is strictly related with the maximum head you are reaching. But if you start to pump water with glycol, water with mixture, and so your total density and the specific gravity of your liquid is increasing, this is affecting a lot the bearings inside your motor. In fact, for our OEM customer, even for the smaller pump, we are providing a dedicated bearing. Why? Because of our extended experience in chilled water application, we noticed that when the amount of glycol is overtaking a certain amount, that is between 30 and 35%, according to the kind of mixture you are using, the motor starts to suffer a little bit. Also because we don't want to oversize too much the motor. And so for this reason, we decide to have different kind of solution, because also the oversizing, it's a common solution. So 1 or 2 size motor bigger. Okay? As you saw, here there are a lot of variable frequency driver. As we said on Thursday, a little bit squeezed because time was running. Variable frequency driver are becoming common in the HVAC business. On the heating side, it's normal. So today, I would say 80% of the request of the market is coming together with a variable frequency driver. The new generation of chiller system are all requiring a variable frequency driver installed. Why? Because also the compressor is working under variable frequency driver. And so the common control unit of the chiller needs to have an additional variable frequency driver for the pump, because there must be a balancing between the compressor and the flow coming in. Okay? So I would say that also for the cooling market, it will become a standard. Also because the design of the conditioning is changing. We started with the zoning. We moved in primary, secondary. And today the standard is becoming variable primary. And with the variable primary, variable frequency driver, it's more than mandatory. Without a variable frequency driver, a variable primary doesn't work. And always remember, in case of a variable primary, to have a deep look into the system curve. Remember, your skid must always match the system curve. We have plenty of issues related to the partial load. We faced a lot of problems during commissioning through our distributor because sometimes also 2 pumps on the skid were not matching the system curve and they were in cavitation. So please, I know that more pumps gives you more reliability, seem to give you more reliability and more flexibility. It's true, but there must be always a certain and a reasonable number of pumps. If we suggest 3 pumps, it means that this is the right number. Trust us, we know our job. Hopefully. Okay? Another important thing that you can find here are also our case studies. How did we solve some problems? Here we don't like to publish only the most prestigious installation that we did, but also the most complicated, the one that gave to the customer something more, where we faced a big issue, or where we, together with the consultant, together with our partner, we created and a unique and a new kind of approach, like in the Levi Stadium. Here is the new stadium for the San Francisco 49ers, California. What is the biggest problem of California? So, do you know what is the biggest problem of California? San
Andreas Fault.
I beg your pardon?
San Andreas Fault.
Exactly. St. Andrea Falls, earthquake. Everyone is waiting for this big earthquake. But luckily, at the moment, it's not a big issue. The biggest issue of California today, it's easy. It's water. They don't have more water. It's 3 years that California is receiving water from other states. And even with this big amount of water flowing mainly from Seattle, so from Washington, and from Oregon, they are not able to fulfill the whole request. And so when they asked us to redesign and to participate in the design of this new stadium, because of the fact that there are a lot of people coming into the stadium, and a lot of people are going to the bathroom, because the best activity that you can do when you watch a football game is drink and eat. Why? Because have you ever watched an American football game? No? Do you know more or less how much it takes?
Yeah. Who is this stronger?
It's around 3 hours and 4 hours. So not like cricket, but it's a long match. And so people, and it's a moment also of reunion, friends together, you have a lot of fun. And so a lot of water is used for the flushing. This water is retreated, and it's used for irrigation of the field in order to save this water. And it's reused again for the flushing until it's not anymore possible, in order to reduce at minimum the scraps of the water. Another important case studies for us is at the Burj Khalifa. At the Burj Khalifa, we installed I don't know how many pumps, firefighting, chilled water, irrigation, booster sets. If I'm not wrong, we're speaking about more than 36 booster sets. The complete firefighting set, 10 or 15 pumps for the chilled water, so for the cooling system, and then another 4 booster sets for the irrigation of the Burj Khalifa Park. But around this system that is already well complicated because of the height of the building and because of all the changes in the design that this building had during the development of this huge project for the Emirates, it was created also a system to collect the condensate water. You know that? How many million gallons we collect every year through the window of the Burj Khalifa? 3 cubic meters?
No, how much cubic meters?
No.
Is it 50 cubes a day or something like that?
It's 50 million gallons per year.
How much is that metric units, please? Metric. No more
Metrics.
Is it 50,000 liters a day almost?
Yeah, something like that. I know the total number is 50 million gallons per day. But I have always a problem with numbers. How much it per year? Sorry. How much it is? 50 million gallons of water. Do you know?
How much cubic meters,
Because I always appreciated the approach of Steve Jobs when he said 32 gigabytes of music. And so, but when he say 1 million songs in one device, everyone understands. And so 15 million gallons of water. How much it is? I tell you, 12 Olympic swimming pool. It's much, much more easy to understand. 12 Olympic swimming pools. 50 meter times 25, okay? Standard depth, 3 meters. This is the amount of water that you are able to collect, to treat, and to use again for the irrigation. And you know how much critical is water in your region. Here we have everything that is going on in terms of PR, so news, new product introduction, the exhibition that you are doing for commercial building service, if you want to have also a virtual trade show, and also a library of all our images. Here we always put the latest product introduced for CBS. So in this case we have the NSC, the N-suction and the Inline pump, plus the Lovara EcoCirc XL and XL Plus. That is our permanent magnet motor, variable frequency driver, circulators. This is, let's say, the box where you can find everything. But if you want to select something, because, okay, now I know the products, I know how they work, but now I have to select. Someone asked me Thursday, how can I select this product? Here we are, xylect.com. This is our selection software. What you will see is the latest version that has been released 12 days ago. So here you select your country. So let's do UAE, just because it's the first I found. And here we are. This is the landing page. So here you can select a pump according to 3 different approaches. So the quickest and the most common, used also by our guys, is size pump. Here you need to know, the only thing that you need to know which pump you are looking for. So you must be a little bit more in deep with our products. Here you have just to type the pump that you need. For example, ESV. And here it came up all the possible ESV that are available in the selection software. So you have the ESV vertical by Lovara. So it's a vertical multi-stage. The ESV high temperature, the ESV with low MPSH, the ESV H, and with the pump packages. So standalone or with booster sets. You put flow and head, and you can go with the start.
Do you require passport or just?
Next step. Okay? So this selection software is for the brands that you can see over there. So you have Flucht, Godwin, Gulf Water Technology, and Lovara. These are the products that you can find in Xylect. Okay? Bell & Gossett, the American products, they still have their own selection software. For those of you that don't know, we are working on a common platform. It's the biggest commitment of Xylem right now. We started in 2012, but because of the number of companies, because of the number of products that we have, it's taking a little bit more than the forecasted time. You are not the only one that are struggling with that, because think about our guys in the back office that they have to use tons of different selection software, maybe only for one project. We know how struggling it is, but on behalf of our IT department, I can tell you, we are working completely focused to have that. And we hope to have this as soon as possible. However, this is already a great implementation, because at least here you have all the European-based products for commercial building service. For about what we saw yesterday, here they are missing the split case pump, the end suction pump according to the American standard, and the valves. These are the three products that are missing. Hopefully, we will have it integrated very soon. It's automatic. When you pick a country, the system is automatically loading the standard of the country. So when you select a pump, you have the 50 or the 60 hertz, for instance, 380 or 400 volts in terms of voltages. Therefore, if the Xylect has been translated in the landing languages, it's also automatically translated. That's the biggest difference. If you just type www.xylect.com, you can size and you can do everything, but you cannot store and save your selections. In order to have all your selection stored, saved, and your standard parameters installed, you need to be registered. Okay? How can you register? You just go here. So let's pick Turkey this time. This is how to register. Once you click on register, please, this is important. When you put the zip code, city and country, put the zip code, city and country of your company, where you are working. Why? Because this mail, according to the country, is directly sent to the area sales manager that is responsible for that.
For you enough, I believe only the mobile number can catch us.
Second day he will be in your office.
Yeah, but it's supposed that you are already a Xylem user. Okay, you can put also a land number of your office without any issue. Okay, but this is important. I always stress on that. So put city code, city and country of where you work, because in this way we can allocate the person and the company.
So where I work or where the project is?
Yes.
I mean, I can work in Cairo, but the project in Saudi Arabia.
I don't mind. I don't mind. You work in Cairo. It means that your RSS manager is Mohammed.
But the project is not in Cairo.
I don't mind. I totally don't mind if the project can be wherever you are. I need to know where you work.
Email enough.
Why? Because the area manager give you the right to have an account or not. And believe me, it's happening a lot that we have cross account. So people that are requesting for an account, they put their own country.
You can solve the problem.
And the area manager that received the email say, no, this is not my customer. I've never heard about them. Who they are? No, reject. And after the people are shouting, oh, yeah, I asked for the Xylect, they told me no. Why? That's it.
There will be a problem internal in your
Yes, because it's automatically generated.
management will start. No, I took this order.
No, it's a matter of authorization. It's because it's the responsibility of Mohammed, Tolga, Rahil to give the rights or not to authorize a person to have an account in Xylect or not. This is the only problem. So you work in Cairo, your project is in Saudi, your project is in South America. I don't mind. You are working in Cairo. Your project is in Cairo. Your guy is Mohammed, period. Okay? That's the only thing. Once your account is registered, you can log in. No, wrong typing. Okay? When you have an account, when you are registered, first of all, it's recorded, so you don't have to log in every time if you're always using the same laptop, of course. and you recognize it opens a new folder called My Projects. Here you can store and save all your selection according to the different projects. This is the project area that has been designed for projects and mainly CBS. Here you have all the name of the projects. You can add the company, the contact, the last update, and when it was created. Therefore, this project can be also shared. This is something very important. We created it for our key account, but we discovered that it is very useful for everyone. What does it mean? It means that you can create a project, after you can add another person that can work on the project, and you receive an email that someone has changed something. So the project can go on even if you are not in the office. Or for instance, it's a very important project and you are dealing directly with the office because someone from the back office is helping you on the selection. You can share the project with our guys and they can help you in the selection and in the realization of your specification. This is very, very useful. The only limitation is that the person you are sharing the project with must be registered on Xylect. That's it. So it's not mandatory to be a Xylem person, but only the fact that it must be registered on Xylect. So let's come back on sizing. So here you can directly select if you already know the pump, or you can search by product type, or you can also search by application. So if you search by product type, here they come up all the products. So you have wet, dry well, submersible pumps, single stage, multi-stage, circulators, and here you have all the possible options of the different solution in terms of products. Or if you prefer to use application, here we put all the most significant application, not all the application, because we will be too much proud to say that we put every possible application. And so we divided and we put inside this folder all the possible pumps. So you have aqua and agriculture, wastewater transport. Let's go in commercial building service. And here it appears. On the left, you have the possible application, so the possible subsystem of your big system, and in the center part, the pumps. So in this case, we are in view all, so we start from the beginning up to the end. Let's go, for example, in climate and cooling, and here we have inline single head. In this case, you can select both, or directly the product, or the whole family, because maybe you don't know exactly what is the most suitable pump for you. For the inline single head, we have just one product. But if we go down, for example, in the single stage surface pump, here we have much more pumps. So here we have the BG, the CA, the CEA, they are very small pumps.
Is there any explanation for pump type?
Yes. Here you can see. For example, BG, centrifugal stainless steel electro pump, closed couple, self-priming, single impeller, built-in ejector system, equipped with i2, i3 motors. Very short, but if you want to see the performances, you just click here, And here you have the performances of the pump. Let's take one in the middle. And so you have a rough idea of what we are speaking about. As I told you, a very small pump in this case. At the best efficiency point, 2.4 cubic meter per hour, 2.26 meter. Here, in search options, you will have product filters and fluid. So you can also pick the fluid. And according to the fluid, we are also matching the pumps. So we are already deleting the material offering and the mechanical seal offering. This is why it takes so much time, because we have to match all our databases together. But here, starting from the 1st of January, you will have also fluids. So according to the fluids, you can put a temperature, kind of glycol, and the percentage. So let's come back to our selection. So let's make a water supply selection. And let's say that we want to select a pressure booster set. So here we go. We have the different products. I want to pressurize, so I will look. Sorry, I missed out. Here, you put your head and flow. So the example of yesterday was 50 cubic meter per hour at 50 meter. Static head, let's put a standard static head for water supplying. 20. And only 50 meter of pressure, so it means 7 bar. It works for everyone? Perfect. Number of poles, do you have any preference? 2 poles. Look, here you already have the possibility to change the fluid. The only thing that you have to put all the data. You cannot pick the fluid. You must know the fluid condition. This will change. Environmental temperature 50, so sorry. Of course it's already there. Yes?
So why you say no?
No, it doesn't take in consideration the difference of altitude. Everything is already present. If I put 4,000 meters above the sea level and I do the head loss calculation, what's happening? This is. At this moment, it doesn't match. Okay. It will appear on your spec and in your selection. But if you do the head loss calculation, it will not be taken in consideration. So we said 50. Altitude? 1,000 is fine. MPSH available? Do we know it? So, 5, 6, how many meters usually you have? 7. Okay. View results.
It doesn't say how many pumps.
We put just one. And here you have. This is your selection. Okay? Yes. Of course, it's possible also to have pricing. And it is also important to put the right country, to have the right price list, and also to load the right discount. Without discount. Full price. I agree your approach. I'm with you. Okay? So, for instance, in this case, you see a virtual price in USD dollars. What does it mean? That I've just uploaded some prices based on nothing just to make the test. In fact, you see there are only 2 on 5. Why? Because we are testing it to have the right price list according to the right country and also with the right currency, because it's important also to have the right currency. However, you can choose your currency.
All of these are 2,900 RPM.
We select 2 poles. I asked how many poles, you said 2. So we select 2 poles pump. If you don't include the poles, you will have the 2 possibilities. Absolutely yes. So now you have to select. And how? If you have to, now I'm making a question to you. If you have to select a pump, which is your approach?
Less power.
Less power, okay. It's an approach, why not? Less power consumption. The first 2, 11 kilowatt. Okay? So you can select by rated power. Okay? In this case, it doesn't change, but if I do like that, so in this case, we have the highest to the lowest, or you can select from the lowest to the highest. Okay? You go where you want to sort by. It's like a product filter. It's like an Excel filter. So for example, what I usually do is this. How close is to my duty point? However, look here. You have display curve. And for me it works better because I don't have to think. Someone is thinking for me. Because for me visual is much more intuitive than reading.
This is good.
And so, okay. So this selection, 50.3, 50.4. For me, it's my pump. I'm good. It's slightly on the left, and it works. Why? Because in case of oversizing, the pump will work on the right, and so I still have enough buffer in order to do that. It's matching very close my duty point, and so I would go for this pump. And so I pick this pump, and here I have the first selection. After I go to configure, and I have the performance curve. The performance curve as we selected. So this is an ESV 66 with 2 stages because the increase of pressure is not so big, with a duty chart that is 2,900 RPM, with the performance curve of the 66 SV2. Installation. This pump can be installed only with rigid coupling. Why you have installation in the ESV family? Because the small pump from ESV 1 up to ESV 22 has different kind of coupling. You probably don't know, because every country usually use one kind of coupling. But for instance, what is the standard coupling in your country? Round flanges, clamp, big taulik, oval flanges? Big taulik. South Africa? Flanged, round flanged. If I had here one of my English colleagues, he would say oval flanges is the standard. For this reason, you have different possible configuration. The ESV big size are available only round flanges, the Nancy. Motor, here we have the standard motor. Here you can pick the voltages. So I'm logged in as an European user, so the standard will come up with the 380. And here you have all the possible different voltages. What is the standard voltages for you? 380 is good? Perfect. So we keep 380. Sorry. Rated current, 20.4 ampere. So you already have more or less an idea of the control panel you have to build and how much current is coming in. And it's an IP55. Materials, here you can select the different material. So for this pump, we have two different options. Stainless steel AESI 304 with cast iron pump body, or totally made in AESI 316. Gentlemen? 316. 316? Wow. Mechanical seal? Which kind of mechanical seal? Do you know how to read the mechanical seal? According to, what is the standard of the mechanical seal? EN? No, guys. This is an European selection. So if you read Q1BEGG, what does it mean? Xylem employee, don't answer. Or better, you will answer after. So Q1BEGG stands for? No, this is Burgman. That's a nice answer. So, Q1 stands for? The material. Which kind of material? Wrong. Silicon carbide. The B stands for? No, the B. The B stands for? The stationary phase that is made in this case, Ernst? B stands for? Carbon. E? EPDM. It's the elastomer. G, the first G is the spring, the second G is the rest of the mechanical C. G stands for AESI 316. Okay? This is the standard. We have to call like that. We are not allowed to put any other numbers on letters. Why? Because our mechanical seal are made according the EN 12756. What does it mean? That is a standard mechanical seal. Is according an European standard. And also the materials are made according an European standard. So the standard mechanical seal of our ESV is carbon, silicon carbide, EPDM.
The matter is how to select the mechanical seal.
So,
If I know it, okay, I know that. But what to select and how to select?
Here is strictly related to your application. So I would say that in commercial building service, you have 3 options. For you, 2. Why? Because the third is only for boiler application. It means that you need to have water that is between 140 and 180 degrees. Okay? I don't see so many applications in your countries. In commercial building service, because if we look at the industry, yes. If we look at oil and gas, yes. Looking at commercial building service, I don't see an application with boiler that are pumping water at this temperature.
Usually we're using the standard one, which is carbon, ceramic, and EPDM.
Exactly. So you have carbon, silicon carbide, EPDM, that is the standard. This is suitable for potable water, condensate water, chilled water, deionized water, and water with glycol, ethylene glycol up to 25%. Over 25% and with a temperature below 8 degrees, silicon carbide, EPDM. Okay? If the temperature of the glycol is overtaking the 8 degrees, is silicon carbide, antimonium, EPDM. But you don't have this application. Okay? This is a data centering application. So,
Selection of the mechanical seals is included in the software.
absolutely yes. Here we are. So,
There is a selection guide for this?
absolutely yes. If you take our,
Sewage,
for sewage, it's another story. If we want to go into the sewage, we have to look into the sewage. But now we are selecting a water supply pump. Am I right? Remember, a permanent magnet motor is not IE marked. What does it mean? That in terms of efficiency, we are overtaking the IE4 standard. But if you look in the IE4 standard, it's clearly written single speed asynchronous motor. So we cannot put the label IE something on a synchronous permanent magnet motor. We can declare what is the efficiency, but it cannot be marked IE something. This is I know it's a big confusion today in the market, because some of our competitors are making this confusion, okay? But according to the European directive, the motors that are marked IE3, IE4 must be asynchronous squirrel cage, 50 or 50-60 or 60 Hertz motor. So ECM motor are not included in the directive. What are we pumping at the end of the day? Water. And so the standard is more than enough. What do you want to see in your selection? Do you want to see the efficiency? Do you want to see the total efficiency? Perfect. You want to see the MPSH value? Then the power shaft? The power input? Power rating of the motor? No, because it's one motor. So. Water curves? No, because we're pumping water. Variable speed? Yes. But we didn't select a pump with the variable frequency driver. So it's a fixed speed. But let's see what should happen if we have variable speed. If we look on full screen, we have a better idea. And here we are. So here you have all the curves between 30 and 50 Hertz of the variable frequency driver. So I would say that this pump is working between 28 and 50 Hertz. So, we like this pump. Here you can, if you are logged, save to the project. Otherwise, you can immediately or create the PDF or also customize the PDF. The PDF, here we are. Sorry, but it will take a little bit because the connection today is not so. And here we are. This is the preview. So here you have your selection data. So the pump type, all the data we put, the temperature, the density. Here we have your selection with your curve. And here also the dimension of the pump with the weight and all the rest. If you are fine with that, you can just download and save. It's automatically, as PDF, come into your computer. So, very quick, and after we have lunch. But someone was asking for a parallel operation. So how many pumps?
3.
While it's because it's loading, so 3 pumps. Good. $100 cubic meter is okay? 80 meter, 70 meter, 80 meter. How many pumps? 2 plus the standby or 3?
3 plus.
Ah, so you want a 4. So 3 pump with the standby. Okay. Same question. Filtered by curve. And so let's have a look. In this case, we didn't put static head just to see the parallel operation. Do you like this? No?
The first 2 pumps are they
But we didn't put the...
affecting the system curve?
Yes, but we didn't put a static head. We didn't put anything. Yes, we just put... So in this case, we don't look at the system curve because it's not the system curve of the system is just there because we are making a quick selection. Let's say that let's sort in terms of difference. For example, hey, this one, do you like it? Yes or no? Someone yes, someone no.
If you put net positive suction, it will adjust more.
Why we don't like it? It's way to the left. It's too way to the left. So let's take the first one. Here you have. Here you can make the configuration. Look, we select 3 plus the standby. So the final package will be with 4 pumps, but it will be shown only 3 because 1 is duty. Okay? So don't be afraid by the fact that you don't see the 4th pump. It's correct because the total flow must be reached by 3.
So
Exactly.
You specify the package,
Yes.
not the single one.
Exactly. Here you have the complete package. If you go here, you have the complete package. Remember that our boosters are fully customizable. Okay? 50% of our production is on customer request, are ETO products. Other question? Okay, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end.
It's on Wednesday.